Hello and welcome to Plan with Me Live. I hope that you are doing well today. So this is new for me. Well, I've done some Plan with Me lives in the past, but y'all, it has been a while. So um, I'm looking to see. So I'm going to check on a couple of things. If you can hear me, let's do in the chat. Let's just do in the chat. I've done backup upon backup. Okay, it looks like we're good. I see me. See, I see me right here. I've done backup upon backup upon backup. Hey, Connie, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Like when we go live all the time on Zoom, it's like second nature. But I practiced and then I anticipated tech issues. And so most of it's going to be I have in a slideshow and I've taken screenshots. The biggest thing that I really want to share with you today is inside the Life at a Glance planner is, hey, Kathy, good to see you. The biggest thing that I want to share with you really is how the planning system works. And when you become a member, like one of the biggest things I will say is like really focusing on, and I call it breakup. We got to break up with the to-do list. We are almost breaking up with our bad habits. And on the 25th of the month, a brand new planner comes out. And the importance of that is that each month, I want you to evaluate what you've done, and that will help you to plan for the following month. And then in the planning, you are going to see, which I'll show you here in just a second, where your areas of opportunity are. And those are where the playbooks come in. And so what we're really trying to create here is what I call a boring but beautiful business routine. And why do we want to create that? We want to create that because life happens every day. Many of you know we had a tree cut the house in half. Haven't had a light in the bathroom now since September 27th. And, I had the best of intentions, best laid plans. I need it quiet. Well, they're laying some, we're redoing our, what am I trying to say? We're trying to get water to the little house. And they're doing all this pipe and stuff. And they laid it wrong yesterday. And Daniel's like, well, that can't happen that way. It needs to happen. So, like, the best laid plans are interrupted. Last week, as part of my morning routine, part of it is like grabbing a cup of coffee. I was interrupted like 7 times before I even hit the coffee pot, guys. And my kids aren't even in the house. So I'm like, if I don't have a boring business routine, like all of those decisions that I am making by the time I do get the opportunity to get to my business, I'm tired. I'm looking for distractions, right? And that's where we don't see the progress that we want to see. And because we don't do the evaluation where we can see it, it's a lot of mind trash and we're not very kind to ourselves, right? So all of that to say is welcome. Welcome to Play With Me Live. This is going to be a new, like we're doing it live here. So I'm going to get really comfortable and I'll eventually get pretty fancy here on YouTube. And so I'm so excited that you've joined me today. I don't have to say there's going to be a replay because you can come back and take a look after today's session, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen. So I have a little button here. I'm going to share my screen. I will make sure that I can see it, but if in the chat you could help me as well, I would love, love, love that. So I'm going to share my screen. It's going to ask me which one. Now I'm going to click share and it should, I'm going to double check. Okay, there's a pause. All right, we'll see. Hold on just a sec. Let's make sure it's black now. I know it's black. Let's see. Okay, here we are. I see it. Okay, there we are. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so you're seeing some of the goodie. Let me get up to the very top here. Oh, look, I have to do it like this, I think. Okay. All right, we should be able to see it here. All right, here we go. It's not that hard, but I think I'm just like psyching myself out, right? So we're in the Plan With Me Live. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. Planning is all around your goal setting. And so I want to share with you probably one of my favorite ways to plan. It's very, very visual. Where we're going to talk about is how to focus your limited time, that boring business routine. I'm going to go over specific pages inside the Laugh at a Glance planner. And then I want to share with you an implementation plan. I always love showing a step-by-step at the end, like giving an assignment. It's the homeschool mom in me. But giving you an assignment, I don't want you to come to workshops that I host or even Plan With Me lives that I host without some direction to take action after today's session, because that's what it's about, right? I want you to get the most that you can get out of this. Now, I realize and understand that this is a new way of planning, but this is like 5 years at least iteration of this planning system and how I've shared it. So, but I'm always open to what I call the baby ugly, and that is constructive feedback. If there's something that you see, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to implement that. All right. So let's take a look at the goal getter overview. And the way that I like to look at planning goals are really in 90-day increments, right? We talk about quarters all the time, right? And it's a very, very simple planning system. It is one big goal. So this is your big, at the end of 90 days, you fill in the blank. And then we have 3 little goals. So this is one big, 3 little, and that is as complicated as it gets. All right. And I think it's really important to visually see what this looks like. It's one of my favorite graphics. So we've got the one big goal. This is the 90-day goal. And then we have 3 little. So this is our 30-day goal. And 30-day goals are broken up into 4 weeks, right? And the week just is so happened, it's 4 days, right? So whatever your dream week is for you and whatever your implementation is for you. But each one of these little goals goes to support the big goal, right? So we have our big 90-day goal, and then we have our 30-day goals, and then we work. And at the end of the 4th week, we evaluate, and we're like, what worked, what didn't work, where do I never going to do again? Where do I have areas of opportunity? And then we apply what we've done to the next month. And now we are work. This is a goal that supports the big 90, right? Your big quarterly goal. Work. Evaluate. What is it that I want to take from this month? What is it that I want to leave in this month? And then we wrap up strong. It's really, if you think about it, we're at the end of Q1, like March. Like this is our last 30-day sprint, right? So this is the last little goal to support the big goal. We work. And then we do a bigger evaluation. What are the things that went well? What are the things that I have areas of opportunity? And that will help us then turn around and plan the next big goal. So here's a further breakdown of that. So the one big goal is the 90. We have 3 little, obviously 30-day sprints. And then we do the work during the week. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, Monday through Thursday, or whatever your work week looks like. All right. So how do we determine where to start? Like that is like the big question. It's like, okay, well you've made it pretty easy, Rhonda. I see now like 1 big, 3 little. I'm working like 4 days a week and I'm loving that. And then at the end of the month, I evaluate. So the first question that you obviously want to ask yourself is, where do I want my business to be at the end of the quarter? And this doesn't always have to have a monetary value attached to that. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I feel that when I attach a monetary value to my goal, I don't know, it like kind of puts me in a frenzy a little bit. And I feel like I'm working towards that number. Yes, we are in business to make money. And it's not that I have a money mindset issue. It's around, more specifically right now for me, really I would say my 90-day goal each quarter is to, how can I further streamline my business operations so that my business basically runs without me. Now, I do not believe in passive income. I do not believe in passive business. I do not believe in, for me, the choice has been made, a big team. I have done all of those things. I think that I don't want my hands in all of the pots. I have a very specific way that I want the business to run. And I'm constantly challenging myself to further streamline what that looks like. Okay. And you're going to see it here because I'm going to actually walk through a demo of my planning. Okay. So for you, the big question is, where do you want your business to be at the end of the quarter? And we can go ahead and say, where do I want it to be at the end of the month, since we're at the end of Q1? Okay. Now, when we look at the three little, right, how do we come up with what those little goals are to support the big goal? So what's the one thing, if improved or focused on this month, could have the most significant impact on the quarterly goal? So could it be that, I'll give you a for example. So my goal, if I am streamlining my business operations and I'm having problems with sales, not people buying, but being able to process sales, then my goal this month would be to examine the software and see, is it a software issue? Do we need to make a change? Is it an automation issue? Is something breaking? For us, I'm going to be honest, like as we transitioned into the new year, it was a software issue. You can go to one of my ads right now and see someone said, from the look of this, this company really needs to get their act together. And that's one of those, I don't know how you would feel about that. I looked at it as an opportunity to say, yeah, I hear you. I'm supposed to be all about systems. And without reacting and saying the software that we're using right now is not working. The software that we are using right now is breaking. And we are doing everything we can on the back end to make sure that when you try to purchase a digital product and it says no more, we are trying to ensure that you can purchase from us. And so what that meant for a 30-day period, our focus was we switched softwares. And it was scary. It was, I thought, logical because we thought through the process. And it has been amazing on the other side. But that just kind of gives you an example of what's one thing. It's people being able to buy. If I'm streamlining my business operations and I don't want to do big launches, then people need to be able to easily buy from me every single day. Then what is that? Software. It's the most significant impact. And now that I know that that customer experience is better, now that I know it's better from us and we're getting clear data, did I achieve my goal this month? That would help me get to streamline business operations, right? And then the other part of that is, and this is the fun part, is I think sometimes when we are talking about goals and we put our goals out there, I actually have a podcast episode about it. It was don't make your goals so scary. I have lots of thoughts about that. Like, I want to challenge us to do the best that we can be, but I think that we are already the best that we can be. And if I think about the juggle, and I'm not going to say struggle, I just said juggle between work and life as a woman. If I put some big audacious goal out there and I do that over and again, and I never reach that goal, it will become a struggle. And so for me, I like to look at goals being like what I've just shared with you, but also the question, if it's starting to feel, and I talk about shoulders and earrings, what would it look like if it was simple? And I almost, when I say that question, I exhale and then my shoulders drop. I do this on the Peloton. And she says it, okay, if your shoulders are at your ears, go ahead, take a deep breath and relax. The same happens when I say, what would it look like if it were simple? And this is another, just one of those little tricks that I use because if I ask myself questions, especially this one, because we always overcomplicate everything. What would it look like if it were simple? I'll say, well, blah, 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 blah. And then in my mind, after I say it out loud, in my mind, I'm like, can it be that easy? Why in the world do we overcomplicate everything? We do. I don't know. Like, if it's a straight shot from point A to point B, y'all, we're going to zig and zag and zig and zag and zig, and it's going to take us twice as long to get to B instead of just taking the straight route from A to B. We do it to ourselves all the time. And so now we're going to kind of transition into what I call the priority framework. And this is literally, it started out as a sticky note and a good marker, which I mean, still. So here is a marker, and here is, I always have a pack of sticky notes. Even though I'm not in my office, I always have a good marker and a sticky note. This planning system came from me just feeling the overwhelm of all of the things. Typically, we really feel this around holiday time because we're already at capacity, and the holidays tend to just kind of push us over the edge. And so you sit there and you do this huge brain dump of all the things that are swarming around in your brain. And then you look at it and you're like, well, I can breathe now, but my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. So I've taken it a little bit one step further to help you qualify so you know exactly where to focus your time. And we do this in a very simple way. Inside of the Life at a Glance planner, it's called Profit Picks. And I love it. It's super, super simple. What we've done here is I've mimicked what a sticky note looks like. And I'm typically not one to say there's a right way and a wrong way. But there is a right way and a wrong way to do this. And my husband helped me see that. I was helping him. He was writing his acceptance speech for his last rank that he will ever achieve, which is the highest rank, y'all. So proud of him. But he wanted to do an acceptance speech for it. And so we used the sticky note method for that. And I said, I'm going to put a 10-minute timer on, and I want you just to kind of brain dump things, highlights that you want to talk about. And so we put the timer on, and he got started. And what ended up happening, and he writes really small and scribbly anyway, but it was this list on every sticky note. And I'm like, well, if you're going to put 10 things on 10 sticky notes, you've defeated the whole purpose of us just downloading everything so that we can see it, right? So the wrong way is to do a laundry list on a sticky note. The right way to do it is to do one task, one big idea that you have that is just like going around in your brain. Now, here's another thing that a lot of people will say. Well, I need more than 10 minutes because I've got so much that I'm doing that I can't possibly write everything down, and I need more squares than what you've shared with me. If you need more squares, then all you got to do is make another copy. But typically what happens is that you start brain dumping, and at about 6 to 7 minutes, you are really grasping for filling in the last squares, because I know you're going to want to fill in all the squares. And so give yourself 10 minutes. If you need 2 sheets, make copies. But the purpose here is to download. Again, as women, we keep everything in our heads, guys, everything in our heads. And in doing so, it weighs us down. There's only so much time that can pass where you are going 100 miles an hour, where you can juggle all of the things in your head and not go into some type of burnout mode. It's just, we can go hard and fast for a little bit, but you reach a wall, you reach capacity, and you just can't do it anymore. So then the next question is, timer goes off. I filled all the little squares. I followed Rhonda's instructions. I only did one thing per sticky note. Now what? Because you're looking at it. Remember what I said in the beginning? I'd look at it and go, and I used to do this on the back of an envelope. Back of envelope went to do it on a sticky note. And I would say, okay, what are my 3 money making activities? So when you're looking at your list right now, that qualifying question of where to focus the time and attention, where are my 3 money making activities? Doesn't matter if you're just starting, if you're seasoned, if you're scaling, if you're growing in your business right now. If you do this, it translates into revenue. And I have to say that what helped me and guided me into stop doing things that literally did nothing for my bottom line was when my son had a huge health scare. And when you have a family member that something happens, it literally forces you into, I'm focusing on all the things. Now I focus right here. And I knew that my business still needed to be running. And so instead of doing the 10 things, this is the capacity that I had. And what I found is that when I focus on less and it actually impacts the bottom line, I end up generating more. This whole idea of hustle, this whole idea of working yourself 10-hour days, this let me just do one more thing. I guess call me advanced maternal age. I'm just at a point where I have gone into a burnout cycle so many times, and the repetition of that to get me here, like I see the signs of it and I'm like, no, I'm focusing on these 3 things. And quite frankly, everything else can just burn down around me. I know if I focus on this, it will impact my bottom line, which is going to my 90-day goal of streamlining my business operations. And again, notice I never gave you a number. I told you that I'm focused on revenue generating activities. Quite frankly, moving the software, that goes to my 90-day goal, which as a byproduct, I'm generating more revenue. Okay. So now we're going to focus on how do we take, all right, we got the 90-day goal. She wants to streamline her business operations. I understand that. One of her 30-day sprints or 30-day goals was how can we make sales easily? It was a software issue, right? So what does that implementation look like? Because it's great to have a goal. And a lot of times people will say, oh, I want to do $10,000 a month. And it sounds really sexy. Okay, well, let's break this down into 30-day goals. On your 30 days, what is your product and or service? How much are you charging? Okay, then how many people do we need to purchase said service or product in order to reach that revenue goal? Oh, well, those numbers, there's a huge gap between there. And then people stop. They don't go any further because they realize from here to there is such a huge chasm that they don't know how to bridge that big gap, right? So now we're going to talk about and transition into how to implement. And so this is where we're actually going to go into the Life at a Glance demo. And I'm sad that I printed it out and I have the pictures here. I'm going to be honest, like things are going so well right now in terms of tech. Like we're just going to do this go around and I will show you some of the hard copies. Next go around, I'll actually probably just highlight the planner itself. All right. So I'm taking pictures of inside of the planner. Okay. So the planner is organized into month at a glance. You can see week at a glance, and then you can see day at a glance. All right. And the month at a glance, what I typically like to do, and we make this what we call a printable fillable. Now, I've done planners all kinds of different ways. I've done digital planners, and you can use this on your iPad. Quite frankly, you can do that. But what I found was that people had a really hard time. If you're not a digital planner, it's another friction point to get used to. And my job as the business owner is to eliminate friction points that are holding you back. And if we can't make digital planning work, then the next best thing is, and I hear it all the time, people love printable planners. So what does that mean? That you download the planner and you print it out. So what is a printable fillable? So we go an extra step. And the extra step is we put it through a filler where before you print it out, you can type, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so you can type in the planner and then you can save it. You literally, if you wanted to, could just use the planner on your laptop if you wanted to, because you're filling everything in, you're saving it, you open it up to the day, you check things off, and you're good to go. I like to take a look at my planner. I will print off certain pages and I'll show you what those are. And I just do weeks at a time, weeks at a time. All right. So the month at a glance, you see here, I downloaded and I typed things out. So you see, these are my blocks. These are things that I'm doing. This month, what I'm focused on down here. And then the next step is, and I want to spend some time here, is I want us to take a look at the profit picks. And I want to show you the things that, all the things that are, oh, I didn't finish one square. Oh my goodness. But I want to show you all the profit picks. And then these are all the things. So I set the 10-minute timer. And these are all of the different things. And we'll go through them, what I'm thinking about. Then I put it down. The timer went off. And then what are my 3 revenue generating activities? So I wrote those down. And then this is actually my pick list over here. So my profit pick 1, and then I start listing out all of the things that go with my profit pick. Profit pick 2, I list all of the things going on with that one, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the things that I want to share with you is I have made this so that you can customize it however you want. Meaning, if you want to go through profit picks once a week, perfect. And the 3 things that you pick, you get them done in the week, perfect. If you want to do this once a month, which is how I use it, once a month, and my profit picks are really the things that I'm focused on throughout the month, great. If you want to do profit picks where these are month 1, month 2, month 3, you do you. The system's built in. And so I'm literally walking you through the system, and you can customize it and use it however fast, however slow. I know, like, seasons of life, whether it's winter and it's cold, and spring we start coming out, and then summer is like flip-flop linen dress weather, and then we start to go back to school, and then we go to holiday hangover. So based on the demands of your time really is how the profit picks are going to work, right? So let's dive into a little bit of my planning, like the things that are going on in my mind for my business, how I picked what I picked, and then I'm going to show you how then I take my profit pick and I put it into my week at a glance. All right. This is a system that literally builds upon itself. Okay. And I will tell you too that there we go. See, I told you. Hold on. Oh, we're still back here with you. So maybe you heard that, maybe you didn't. I had a spam phone, like, this is live because I had a spam phone that came in, and I was so nervous that I didn't turn off my notifications. All right. So let's go through some of my profit picks and things that I'm thinking about and things that I'm carrying around with that I potentially could go down a rabbit hole with. All right. So I have a funnel, a self-liquidating offer, right? At the beginning of that offer is a template, the Business Command Center. And inside the Business Command Center, you guys know what that is. It organizes all of the links, uses a quick link system, uses all of the links to organize everything inside of your business, right? And we do that with one template. Another template that I offer is Simple Social. And when we moved to the software, like, let's just get this up and running and let's see if it works. Let's see if it's collecting data. And so that's my main funnel, right? That is literally one of the ways that I make money in my business, is selling the template. But Simple Social is another way. And I've had some people that have reached out to me and they're like, I didn't buy that in the beginning, but I want to buy it now. And so I need to do the simple social sales page. So that's just one of the things that's top of mind for me that I need to do. Weekly email. And so if you are in the membership, you know that I do a video email and I highlight something that's on my heart, something I've been working on behind the scenes between like life and business. How do those intersect? And maybe a new resource that I'm sharing. So I always do weekly emails, but that's on the top of my mind, right? Milestone content. So if you're in the membership, last month's challenge, so we feature a challenge, was all about content and content connection and how, y'all, I have tried for years. And I've never, ever, up until the end of last year, it's actually August, August, implementing a system, sorry, Rocket, that I could I could consistently Rocket. I could consistently implement and it get me the results like every single time. Like typically don't share systems until I can rinse and repeat and get the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. So it's my milestone content. There's one that the KPIs aren't matching the other KPIs that Rocket that I could redo. Sorry. My husband just drove up. He's not supposed to be home today. It's all about the house stuff, and his dog is barking. So, my scaling ad SOP. This week, I started scaling a scaling system. I work with Laura Portier one-on-one, and we started implementing the scaling. And if I don't create an SOP, I can see where this can get really like crazy very, very quickly. So I need to document an SOP. YouTube short. So I work with my other ads coach and I'm really getting into utilizing YouTube. I used to do shorts all the time and I really do enjoy the shorts. But one of his team members is like, I don't know, some influencer, and I was taking like notes like crazy yesterday. So I want to get back into doing YouTube shorts. And the reason I'm sharing all of these things with you, because I am sure that you are not just thinking about things that you need to do in your business. You're thinking about, yeah, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. I want to do this. I want to do that. That's all of the stuff that you're carrying around. Let's put it down and let's take a look at it. Okay. Podcast SOP. So I have launched a podcast, Life at a Glance podcast. And so I've run it several times now, and now I need to document it and we need to put it in the dashboard. Some of my emails, I feel like it's weighing on me. Like I need to redo my emails, and we are using email in a little bit different way that we have in the past, which I'm pretty excited about. The OTO videos, and so those are videos on my sales page. I need to do something with those. What I want to do for customers is when you come in, you get a video, you get access to the product, you get a video. But sometimes customers will buy a lot of different things in the funnel. And I am working on a PDF, how to get the most out of, and then it's how to get the most out of the purchases that you've made and how the products really work together. And so that's something that I'm working on. I also need to do some overview videos. So that's been weighing me down. I've got themes laid out for all the quarters, but I specifically, as we're getting ready to hit Q2, I want to make sure that's in place, as well as Q2 challenges. I've been asked to do as a guest coach speaker in a mastermind program, the AI Syndicate. And I'm coming in as an operational kind of, this is how I organize AI. And this is how I organize SOPs for fulfillment when it comes to AI. So I got to come up with a slide deck, because I like to be able to use the same thing kind of over and again, because then people can expect, here's what we're doing. Here are the highlights of those things. So I need to come up with a slide deck. The AI companion program. So I'm building a special AI program. So I need to continue to work on that. My content SOP, I've almost got it. I need to update a couple of things there. There are a lot of SOPs that I need to take a look at. The mini chat workflow, The systems build. So I typically don't do a lot of these, but I do operational dashboards. And I'm working with one client right now. It's a pretty big project, so we need to do that systems build. The challenge SOP. So we highlight challenges in the community, and I need to get that SOP because there's lots of little moving parts that go along with it. And I've made out all the templates now that we've done it several times. New team member task. I'm thinking about, haven't done it yet, thinking about maybe bringing on a new team member. And if that's the case and the opportunity presents itself, then I want to be ready to go with task. I see that scaling my ads and working on the systems project, there could be an area of opportunity where between Heather and I, we need someone else to come in and help with some operations on the back end. I want to do a new workshop. These are all the things that I'm thinking about. Let's see. Add never videos to, so I'm doing some scaling ads. And when I did the scaling ads, people were responding to this very specific video. And I'm like, hello, neon light, let me put those videos on my sales page. And then the YouTube video list. And so you're going to see more YouTube videos. And so I need to wait to organize those like I've done in the past. And then I can just reshare those on social media. So long story short, there was a reason why I went through all of my profit picks. Some of those, like when you're thinking now, you're like, how in the world is she going to come up with, out of all of those things, what are her money making activities? How's she going to figure that out? Just like for you, there are a lot of little things like YouTube shorts. Are you guys thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Podcast. Are you thinking about a podcast? How can a podcast, her content, her social media posts, and YouTube, how can all of that really work together? Like all of those little things are weighing you down. And they're weighing you down. And ultimately, in some instance, with all the things that happen in your life and things that are pulling at you, typically the things that we do in our business are more reactive than proactive. If a client needs something and you like, waiting, you've given them deadlines, they've passed, and then all of a sudden you're the planner, you've done everything, but now the clients that you could manage, they all want the same thing at one time. And guess what? Something's crashing and burning in your life. And it is just this perfect storm, right? And so that really is why this is a visual mapping tool, okay? So the three things, when I look at all of the things and just really like immediate to focus on my streamlined business operations, the scaling ad SOP. And one of the reasons why I said that is because there's a lot of moving parts. I run my own ads dashboard. I write the copy. Laurel's helping me with copy, the graphics. I do all of those things. And I attend the meetings, my ads meetings. I go twice a week. And so that could get out of hand very, very quickly. And I'm spending money, right? And so I need to know and map out step one, step two. After step two, do this. And then step four. So there's like four parts of it, but then parts of it goes back to step one. And so that is a money making activity for me. And something that I know once it's in, now that is going to become second nature, much like the video view that I was able to finally master. I know that I need to do a top of funnel video view. And I know that it's only going to take me probably 15 minutes. And that's because the software, before I blocked 2 hours out to complete that task, right? AI companion. So the AI companion is something that I can, this is going to be for course creators, membership owners. Rocket. Sorry. Hold on. That I know can be an offer that I sell Um, Rocket, an offer that I sell. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, so if I wasn't sweating, I'm sweating now. An offer that I can sell, and it's pretty easy for me to put together. And so I'm going to focus some time and attention on my AI companion and then the systems build. The systems build is just a huge, huge opportunity. And so those are the three money making activities that I'm going to be focusing on. And for me, these three things are going to be the things that I focus on probably not just this month, but as we transition into Q2. So now that I have the three things that I'm focusing on, now we're looking at really what my picks are and my pick list, right? And so when I think about my scaling SOP, I start just kind of brainstorming what I think I need to do with that, right? When I think about my AI companion, I start brainstorming the step by step of things that I need to do, as well as the system build, the things that I need to do. So I will brainstorm those things. And again, this is a system that you can customize for yourself. You literally can do this every week if you want to. If you are quick and your profit picks are like really small things and you're just like getting them done just like this, and I'm like, I need to do it. Do it twice a month, once a quarter, whatever works for you. The biggest thing is that I've listed the profit picks here. And more importantly, that's great, but then how do I get that work done, right? And it's with your pick list, all right? So now you're like, oh, that's all great and good, but now, Rhonda, how do we implement that? So again, I told you when I print month at a glance, I print week at a glance, and I print day at a glance. And so the way that I've restructured the planner is week and then the individual days. Okay. So if I'm looking at the week at a glance, I can see what my daily three are. These are three things that I'm focused on. And I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. So that's why you see that. And I do these again, they're fillable. That means I've printed this on the computer. That doesn't mean that things don't change by the time I print it out and put it in my notebook so I can scribble on it. But this is my initial framework, right? And so what you see right here, these are scheduled calls. They're blocked times that this is what I do, right? So I do a systems build. It's a team call. Trello Tuesday, you see ads call. I know I don't work on Mondays, but one of my ads calls is in the afternoon. It's not my schedule, it's his schedule. Elevate is my mastermind, and then the AI syndicate is new. At the bottom here, you have this is your goal, basically the goal for the day. Are you completing your task to reach your goal? For me, the way that I do it is typically I will wait till like the end and I put where I want things to be. And so on Monday, it's going to be kids' spring break. So they're going to be home. I may or may not even get on the ads call. You notice that I put AI companion, ad scale, and system build. So you will see this kind of over and again throughout the week. It keeps me focused and grounded, even though, right, we have all of these things that I'm thinking of. The only thing that I need to complete and focus on is the two things that I have on my schedule, but I need to do the AI companion, ad scale, SOP, and then the system build. So where are the tasks for those? Very easy. Here's the scaling SOP, here's the AI companion, and here's the system build. I can go back and reference that. Now, if I want a more detailed view, this is your day at a glance, right? You don't have to use both the week at a glance and day at a glance. I like to, because I like to write notes on things. So the week is just, I can go pop in. Okay, all of that makes sense. The day at a glance goes into a little bit more detail. And I want to show you exactly how this works. So one of the things in the membership that I highlight and I really, really, really stress is your morning routine. Your morning routine has so much productivity pop to it. It's not what I'm doing. It's not what Daniel does or Susan or Maggie. Doesn't matter. Like those 3 to 5 things that you do each and every morning without even thinking about it. And those things I record, and it's so easy with the fillable. It's so easy for me to type them out. Coffee in the morning, like I do my coffee, make Daniel's lunch. I have a text with each of the kids. Good morning. And then I take care of the dogs, who I'm not sure what we're going to do with Rocket, but at least he's quiet right now, right? Again, I apologize. It's real life. We're really live. We're really streaming right now. But this is what I do each and every day. Why would you write down what you know you're already going to do? The thing that I'm tapping into, that's a natural habit for you. So I know you're going to do it every single day. More importantly, how many times have you marked something off that you have already done just so you could mark it off? We are tapping into that. It is a dopamine hit. When you check something off, you're ready to do the next thing. And so, and this is part of those core systems, your daily routine. You have 3 of them. It's your morning routine, it's your daily 3, and it's your nightly 3. Your daily 3 are the 3 things that you're going to focus on that day. And here's the thing. If your day goes sideways, what if you don't get those 3 things done? It's okay. You're the boss. You make the rules. Sometimes I used to think I am prone to migraines, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I don't get XYZ done? What if? I'm like, is the world going to come to an end? Like, what really is going to happen if I don't get that one thing done? I think if we're honest with people, and if we're working one-on-one with clients and something happens, if you have a track record with them and you were honest and you let them know, hey, a tree went through the house. I didn't have power for 2 weeks. This is why I couldn't get XYZ done. Or I have very limited time because I have no internet for 5.5 weeks. Can we change our schedule so I can meet you in the coffee shop? Those types of things. Just being upfront with people, right? Some people will say, well, what if I have more than 3 things? Is it okay if I get 3 things done? Can I go ahead and do more? I would say no. And the reason being is I think it's interesting when I tell people I work 3 days a week, they're like, well, what do you do with the rest of the time? I know as entrepreneurs, like we're multi-passionate, we enjoy doing multiple things, and we always like to work. It's almost like we need to retrain ourselves to stop working. You are never going to get everything done. And the harder that you work, the potential that you have of missing out on other things. And so, really focusing on 3 things. And what I do at night, my nightly 3, this is helping me, what I say, get my mind right for the next day. So, my nightly 3 is literally tomorrow's daily 3, right? It's the last thing. This is all really a result from when we first started homeschooling. I was only homeschooling a couple of the kids. And I just felt like, number one, I didn't know all the cool teacher tricks. Were my kids getting everything that they need? Are we doing the right thing? Like all of those imposter syndrome things were in my head. And in the beginning, what I did is I laid out the schedule, and I knew for each child, and I knew had I had checks on everything for each child by the end of the week, we were good. Like, and it slowly started to dissipate, like that feeling of overwhelm, that feeling of how I'm going to get it all done, that feeling of I know that I'm going to miss something here, like the idea. So if I get the daily 3, that's great. But what happens, like my mind starts to wonder, what else can I do? It's almost like a calming effect. Oh, this is what I need to focus on tomorrow. And I'm going to go to my pick list. Okay, this is what I need to do. Shut it and be okay with that. And then go and like live your life, like do your thing. So it's not always about work. Okay. And then you have the schedule over here and you have note section. I'm thinking about making the schedule a little bit smaller and making the note section a little bit bigger because I tend to write all over this page. But we'll see. And that's really it. Everything really comes from your profit picks. And then really this qualifying question around what are my 3 money making activities? And I want us to kind of get over the hump of it's not about money. I think a lot of times when I work with women, they say, I want to impact others. I do want to impact others. I want people to be able to, specifically women, carve out space for themselves so that they they find fulfillment. And part of that fulfillment is supporting others. And a byproduct of that is making money. When I talk about money making tasks, that is the thing that really runs the business. And I think everybody wins. Everybody wins. If I support more people and they can organize their time better, then they're not only building a business they love, but they're also being with their friends and family that they love. And a byproduct of all of that is I get to do what I enjoy doing by supporting other women. And a byproduct is that I make money. And so the money making activity, just as I've shared with you at the very top of the hour around changing software, it's not necessarily a direct exchange of us getting on a one-on-one call or a discovery call and me trying to sell something to you. It could be that your focus is that you do want to increase your revenue and you want to increase it by XYZ. In order to do that, you need to increase your close rate. So then for the next 30 days, the only thing that you are focusing time and attention on is your discovery call and how you close the call. It could be the conversation. It could be how you bring someone into the call. It could be how you run the call. And it could be preparing for onboarding on that call. Not, let me talk to more people. Let me qualify the person. If they're my dream customer, yes, I want to work with them. How can I onboard them quicker? And I mean, we've streamlined business operations at that point, right? So you're working smarter, not harder. You're focusing just on one thing, not all the things. And when your mind starts to wander, you go to your profit pick and you're like, okay, I see that. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Even though you focus just on these 3 things, ultimately, these things get done too. I see it like every single time I do it. Like I want to focus just here. And it's almost like when we do those big blocks and it starts to streamline the business operations, it opens up capacity. And yeah, I start doing YouTube shorts. And it's simple now. It's not something that's just nagging on my list and nagging in my brain. So therefore, I shut down, I procrastinate, and I scroll on social media. Do you see how all of that kind of works together? But everything starts right here. Really, it's kind of the core of everything. Inside of the planner, you're going to find there are other things. There's self-care bingo. There is the wheel of life. There is an opportunity for you to journal in the planner. There are meal trackers. There are habit trackers. Those are now moved to the end of the planner. I really wanted the planning system to be kind of front and center. We'll continue to streamline. There are 3 to 5 different covers if you choose to print off the whole thing. One of the things that I've done, and I'll just show you here, is I probably could show this better. Let me wait. I'll wait on that for just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to wait on that. Let me do some slides, and then we're going to wrap up here. And then I'm going to see, it looks like the chat is full. It's beautiful. I appreciate you guys so much. The key to the success, and really the planning here, is really the monthly questions. And these drop, I don't know why this is not big enough anymore, is the monthly questions. The monthly questions are, they are themed each month. They come out the 25th. I do that intentionally. And the same questions each and every month. Yes, they are fillable. They are direct questions. What's your goal? Did you achieve your goal? Yes or no? If so, why? Was it tech? What happened? What was a surprise? What was something you'd want to leave behind? It's taking all of this and downloading everything. So I don't understand what's happening here. All right, we're just going to keep going. Oh, no. Oh, did I move? Let's see. Okay. I don't know, guys. It was all good. We're going to just go through implementation guide, and I'm hoping that you guys can see this. I'm going to, here is the, oh, maybe that was it. The planner, you can see the planner right here. So implementation guide is to log into the dashboard. What you're going to do is look at your life at a glance planner you're going to download. The priority framework is literally the 10 minutes and what looks like the sticky notes. The profit pick is the step-by-step. And so the three things that you select, they correspond 1, 2, 3, and you start brain dumping the list. I'm actually helping you create your SOP, the steps that you need to take in order to complete the task. I'm sneaking it in there. I'm putting the broccoli in with the chocolate ice cream. Map out the plan, meaning what is your daily 3? What is your nightly 3? And implement, like taking action on the things that you list. By taking action, then at the end of the month, guess what's going to happen? We're going to go back to, I can't even see the slides anymore. So I'm going to just share here and go back to the live. Let's see. Hopefully that you can see my face. Is that, yeah, here we go. Sorry. Y'all, thank you. Between the dog and a little bit of tech, it's the evaluation. That's what I was trying to find. I was doing too many things at once here. Let's see. Let me just go through the chat that you guys have here just really quickly. And I just want to reiterate here what we've talked about today. So Connie, Kathy, Solo Web Solutions, I hear and see you. Hey, Rhonda, interruptions are the devil. Yeah, they are. I can see the screen. Got to drop off and switch YouTube accounts. I'll be back. Is good. You've all been there. Thank you. Create the life you want. Kids, when the phone rings, I know. We all have pets or kids. No wonder, no worries. Join late. So on this daily, where do you keep this, a digital or print? Okay, that's what I wanted to share with you. So I've gone back. I've flip flopped. So I have done the digital planning, and I've used it in my tablet. But I also I ordered a really pretty. This is just a 1-inch binder. Got it off of Amazon. And what I was going to share with you. Let's see. Here we go. So you can see everything that I just showed you. I'm doing the month at a glance, and then I print it out. And here is my profit picks. So I have them right here where I can reference, right? And then this is my week. So look, remember it was like so pretty. And I told you I write things up and I put stickies in there. And I already have next week ready to go. So I've printed it out. I also like using highlighters. So the pink shows that those are the days that I'm not working. And then the yellow shows these are highlights for calls. So those are time blocks. Have to have paper, digital, out of sight, out of mind. Yes, yes. And then I just want to really quickly show you. Here is my day at a glance. So you see that all in all, initially, so I take 10 minutes. I use the same 10 minutes that I tell you guys, that I share with you with the priority framework, 10 minutes just to download. And then I ask myself the question and I pick, right, my profit picks. And then typically I get up and go do something. I'll come back and then I'll do my pick list. And so I will start my kind of step by step on all the things I need to do to complete the profit pick. And all in all, I say it takes me about 30 minutes. I like to type initially on the sheets. I'll print them out. And by close of business, I did it earlier this week, close of business on Thursday, one of my tasks is like my planning is done. That way I can go into my weekend and I know what is coming when I open it back up. I'll open it on Monday. When I open it back up, I'm ready to go. I'm not behind the wheel. But you know what? It's okay if you start your week and you go through the planning and you do all of it, you do you. The biggest thing I can say is this planner is not about a planner with a bunch of little squares that makes you feel pretty and you try to cram everything in there. This planner has a system baked into it, and you don't even feel the system. You're not going to do it wrong. You're going to do it right just by printing it out and walking through it. The core and key is the priority framework. 10 minutes, all the things. What are my 3 money-making activities? Write them down. Start the step by step. I'm being really sneaky because I'm having you already start your SOP. And then now we translate that into if you want week at a glance or day at a glance or use a combination. I recommend don't print the whole planner out all at one time. That's going to feel overwhelming. And then you're going to have all these papers, and then how do I do them all? Start with the priority framework and do 1 week. That's it. And I want you to feel so good about that. And if you want to feel really pretty, you can get yourself a pretty binder and 3-hole punch it. The only other thing that I want to leave with is that, so things that I use over and over again, this is from homeschooling, I will laminate them and I will do like a dry erase marker. I do this with my content. And so it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It helps me look and I can compartmentalize. And because now I've done it so much, after I write it, I just put it right here at my camera and I'm able to read through it and record it quickly. You have to implement in order to get the system running like that. Okay. Same thing is true. I told you with the profit picks, you can do the same thing. Look at this. 3 for me. You can use the very same system for things that cleaning the house, spring cleaning, vet, exercise, books, book club, wine club. I want to pick up a craft. You can do the same thing for you. And then you pick 3 things that are just for you. That's why it's called 3 for me. Same system. For me, I got to get going again on the Peloton. And so I've literally put it in the planner at 3:00. That is what I'm going to be doing. So everybody will know. Let me see what you guys have to say as well, like print, the profit picks. Hey, so is this the program or a separate purchase? Hey, Kim, so I'm going to do in the chat, let's go support at planofaction.com. Where do we find the priority framework? Priority framework, it's in the membership. And if you don't know, it's right there on the homepage. And it's in the planner. It's in the Life at a Glance planner. And if you've got further questions, you can click support at businessplanofAction.com. Okay. Thank you so much. We're 5 minutes over. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me today and letting me go through the planning system, the dog barking, all of the things. But I mean, it's almost kind of perfect because I mean, this is life. Kim, yes, just email us support at businessplanofAction.com and say, hey, where is that planner? Do I have access to that planner? And Heather, her daughter, oh my gosh, she played at Carnegie Hall. This is the second time that she played at Carnegie Hall. So Heather is traveling. So there may be a little bit of a delay getting back, but thank you so much. We will do this. It is the first Thursday of the month. So my plan will be all new next month. The planner will be all new next month. The challenge will be all new next month. The challenge this month is all around customer journey. And so that information is inside the planner as well. So let us know if you have any questions. And that's it. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll talk soon.